Hello, everybody. Grand Rising. Thanks for jumping on. We are live and direct here at the Blanks spot. Do me a favor as you jump on, drop your city and state, like, share it, and tag it to someone. Let us know you're tuning in from. This is Eric coming from Columbia, South Carolina, and this is the Blank spot. Be careful out there. Be careful out there. Focus on the road. Be careful. Man. So Grand Rising, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. And we are counting down to the new year. I'm super excited. I don't know about you. I am super excited to be going into the new year with a new attitude. Oh, yeah. So brought you on here today to talk about and to discuss some of our biggest challenges that we faced in 2022. What are some of the biggest challenges that you faced in 2022? Grand Rising Aquisha, thanks for jumping on. I see T's out there. She's driving. Drop y'all city and state. If it's your first time on the broadcast, drop a number 1. If you've been here before, drop a number 2. We're going to be discussing, and I just want to hear your points of view and your experiences, if you don't mind sharing them. Some of the biggest challenges that you faced in your business in 2022. And then also, let's talk about some ways to adjust or to pivot going towards 2023, because we can't, if we had some issues in 2022, we can't take those issues to 2023. We have to have a plan to pivot and move forward. So Tracy, thanks for jumping on. I appreciate it. What are some of the issues or concerns that you may have had, some challenges that you may have had in 2022? As I see people popping in, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Double tap the screen if you can. Let people know that we are here, because I am sure, Grand Rising Kyra, I'm sure that somebody is feeling some type of way about 2022, man. All right. Hey, Jacqueline, how you doing? Thanks for jumping on. Mableton, Georgia. All right. And you've been here before. You have been here before. Now, T, I thought you were driving. How can you be driving and getting in the box at the same time? Grand Rising, how you doing?
Good morning.
Be safe. Be safe. Be safe.
I am safe.
All right.
That's why I decided to hop in the box real quick. T from 3 Custom Treasures, where your custom treasure is our pleasure. I am the owner, and I want to say, for me, not just for 2023, but not for just 2022, but in business up until about 3 months ago, my biggest challenge was myself. I was in my own way. I was finding an excuse and procrastinating, and making up reasons why I couldn't do and be successful in my own business. I would surround myself by business-minded people, and then I would separate myself because they were pushing me to be great.
Wow.
It wasn't until about a year ago that I started being receptive and accepting of that circle, and it wasn't until about 6 months that I really was like, okay, you really need to do what you need to do. And it wasn't until about 3 months ago that I stopped making excuses and just, let's get it.
That's some transparency right there, y'all. And I appreciate that. You said that you were hanging around more positive minded people, and then you started to separate from them.
Yeah, I mean, so before the pandemic, I had this one young lady that would always be upset with me because I would not I would start a project and then I wouldn't finish it. Or, she'll be like, well, let's do this project together. And I'd be like, I don't want to do that project. And so me and her actually fell out and stopped speaking So at the time, I was just like, whatever. And we don't speak to this day, but those skills and things that I had learned and that she wanted me to push forward with her, I'm now doing those things. It's just that I'm now in a different mindset than I was before.
Isn't that amazing? And as everybody jumps on, do me a favor, drop your city and state. T, I'm not laughing at you. It's just ironic. We want to be great, but we can't be great until we're ready to do the work. And even though you and that young lady's not talking right now, that's a seed that she planted. She planted a seed in you that it may have not been meant for you guys to be friends. You know what I'm saying? She may have been there just for the sole purpose of planting that seed to get you to the next level, to get your mind together. It is the truth, y'all. We're not going to move until we're ready to move. Nobody can convince you to be better. Nobody can make you be better. You can only get to that next level when you are ready to get to that next level. But somebody can encourage you. Somebody can encourage you. And with that encouragement, you were able to change some things. So I'm happy for you. But that's, you know what, that's some transparency right there. And that's some growth. You know, do you think you would ever go back and reach out to that young lady and say, hey, you know what? I took what you said to heart. I wasn't ready at the time. And not to befriend that person in the sense of, you know, building together or growing together, but just to, do you think you'd ever go back and say, hey, you know what? You were right. I just wasn't ready at the time.
I have no issue with doing that. It's funny because we have mutual friends that sometimes feel that they have to choose between us. But me and that one of those mutual friends both have birthdays next month. And she asked if it was okay if she invited that particular person. So I kind of had already come to the conclusion that I want to have that adult conversation during that girls' trip that we have next month.
Well, you know my theme song, you know, and while people sometimes feel like they have to choose, sometimes it's better just to stay out of it. But you know what? My theme song is I choose you, baby. Yeah. But you know what? You gotta choose. We gotta choose to be great, though. We gotta choose to be better than we were the day before. And everything is not for everybody at that time. I think growth plays a huge part in it. I think a lot of personal things that's going on in our lives play a huge part in it. You know, life happens to everybody, right? It does. But we just got to figure out how to switch that.
I'm a true believer that sometimes life has to force you to do stuff that you don't want to do because you gotten comfortable. And in reality, again, another transparent moment, I've been comfortable for a long time. And this year has whooped my tail. Life has beat me up, chewed me up, thrown me out like garbage. And then I've used my circle to help put me back together. So, life has not been nice to me. And it has forced me to get out of my comfort zone and use the talents that God gave me and be a better me. Because, you know, things that come to me naturally and as a matter of factly, I'm one of the people, okay, I can do it, but I want to. But now God is like, oh, you don't want to do it. I'm going to make you do it because you telling me what you don't want to do. I didn't give you these gifts for you to just waste them and do what you want to do. I gave you these gifts for a reason, and now I'm going to make you use them. And that's where I am now.
That's what's up, man. I think it's very important to understand that we would much rather do it on purpose than to do it by force. The results are usually different, and also the things that we go through are different. If you guys are just jumping on, we're talking about some of the challenges that we faced. What are some of the challenges that we faced in 2022 in our businesses? Or maybe you want to share something personal in your life that you had a challenge with. And then what are we doing to go forward in 2023? What are we going to do to improve that in 2023? the epidemic has definitely dealt with a lot of people. It's definitely dealt with a lot of people, and I know a lot of people were forced into business ownership. A lot of people were forced into business ownership, whether they started off with as a hobby, a side hustle, a side gig, under the table. The epidemic has forced people into finding a way to create more money for the household. It has. But anybody knows that if you have a skill set and you're not actually monetizing that, you're doing yourself and your family a disservice anyway. But it has to be on your own. You know what? Unfortunately, it has to be on our own terms, but it doesn't have to be on our own terms. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Sometimes you have to be forced to do the things that you know you should be doing,
Yeah.
but you don't want to do. And it's just like poker. Somebody got to call your bluff.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I'm thankful for you, for sharing that, and also that you're getting yourself on the complete track of going where you're supposed to be going. A lot of people don't see that. There's going to be a lot of challenges and a lot of struggles. But to anybody who wants to share out there, I'm reading comments, guys. Anybody who wants to share, there's a comment. Tracy said that moving product at the moment. I'm still fresh into this, so I'm getting myself out there. So getting yourself out there, maybe that's a challenge. Sometimes we put the cart before the horse. Sometimes we don't know where to get started or how to get started, and we're not sure what to do next. But I think surrounding ourselves around positive-minded people and kind of collecting information and siphoning through it, filtering through it to see what best fits our needs. But guys, we're talking about what has been your biggest challenge this year. What has been your biggest challenge this year? Whether it's business or anything.
You have a good day, okay?
Hey, I appreciate it. You have a great one as well. Thank you. So that was amazing, man, that she came on and she gave us some very big and huge transparency, man. That was big. Man, to actually have somebody actually just be transparent like that and come out and say, hey, you know what, I didn't want to do it, I wasn't ready to do it. And hopefully she's able to mend that relationship with that individual, because I do believe with that drive and that drive and that willpower, they could probably build something great. Let me see. We got depression is truly my issue. The loss of my brother and my son going to jail really altered my mind and my creativity. I cannot begin to express my deepest sympathy for your loss, and also not to make light of your loss, because it's not. You have two losses. However, I want you to consider using that, whether it's today or whether it's in the future. Consider trying to use that loss and that pain to propel you to being creative. Everything happens, and we don't want to hear this a lot. I know if I were going through some things, I probably wouldn't want to hear this, but I know everything truly happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. We're either about to go through something, we're going through something, or we're about to come out. And the truth of it is, that's our life cycle. That's our life cycle. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. The bills don't stop coming. The bills don't stop coming. The needs for our family and the desires that for us wanting our family to have the best, that doesn't go away. The complacency has to be suppressed, and the greatness has to pop up. It has to. But time will heal. Time will heal. So, thank you for sharing. And I want you to know something, man. I know depression is real. that big D is real, man. It is very real, and a lot of people play it off. But more people out there are depressed than actually share. You know, more people out there they are depressed than they actually share. So you sharing that may help somebody else to strive to do a little bit more, do a little bit more. Lady Janelle, thanks for jumping on out of Dallas, Texas. I appreciate it, guys. We're talking about what are some of the challenges that we had in 2022. Now, to the young lady that talked about the depression, what are you prepared to do about it? You know, maybe it's time, if you're not doing it, maybe it's time to go and seek out some assistance and go check with the therapist. I mean, so somebody you trust, somebody who is licensed to give you the information that you need so you can make the decisions that you need to make so you can move forward, so you can start to deal with it. It never goes away. It gets easier, but it never goes away. It never goes away. Mama Steel, Grand Rising, thanks for jumping on. Glamour Stones, our biggest challenge has been the lack of customers moving from our building to our home. Time will allow you to, I think time will allow you to shift as you begin to build a new customer base and learn how to handle things a little bit differently. Time that, you know, going from a traditional setting and people coming into your store and you're interacting and engaging with people to actually moving your business back to your home, I believe that is something huge. That can bring on the stress right there itself. That could bring on the stress itself. Grand Rising, Miss Vicky, thanks for jumping on. I'm great. Hope you're doing well as well. Let's see. Miss Jackie says that I agree. I've been fighting depression for years. So have I. And it is real. It is real. I think there's levels to it, guys. I think our state of mind, our feelings play a huge role in our productivity. As a matter of fact, I know it does. It's you know, I think for me, one of my biggest challenges, for me personally, one of my biggest challenges for this year was losing my dad. He transitioned. He never said it, but I know he was in some pain, going through some issues. And I think it was a strain on us as a family because I was traveling back and forth from South Carolina to Louisiana. And while D and our son was here running the store. So that was a strain on our relationship and our household. Financially as well. We're running businesses. But I'm needing to go back and forth to check on my dad and try to comfort my mom and you know my sister and everything. And it was just it weighs on you heavily. So, and if we're not careful, those things will walk across the new year line with us. So we got to understand the importance of trying to identify it. I'm not a counselor, y'all, but try to identify it, address it, and separate it, because it may never go away. It may be something that always, you know, tries to sneak its ugly head up. But at the same time, we can still fight it though. We can still fight it. Guys, we're talking about what are some of the biggest challenges that you faced in 2022, and how do you plan on facing them, adjusting them in 2023. If our personal life is not in good shape, then we're not going to be successful in our business. It's going to be a challenge. So it's like that balance, y'all. We got to find that balance, and things will have to line up. Things literally have to line up. They have to be balanced. And it's a challenge dealing with family, dealing with work if you have a job, dealing with people at work, co-workers, managers, supervisors, you know, dealing with customers. Let me see, we had the 4th transition to heaven last evening. Oh man, I'm sorry for your loss. But it is, one thing that I learned a while back, and I experienced a lot of loss while I was in the military. I experienced a lot of loss. We got close to people. Bottom line is, I had to realize that death was a part of life, and we learn how to deal with it. Like I said, it don't get easier, it gets better, but it doesn't get easier. Biggest challenge this year was adjusting with my ADHD, depression, and health issues with my business goals. It's really hard, especially when you lack like-minded people in your life. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too. I don't want anybody to share anything they don't feel comfortable with, but I am definitely, I'm definitely excited about what you guys are sharing, because it takes transparency to move forward. It really does. And I think conversations like these need to come out more often. We need to learn how to deal. Because I'm telling you, we are not the only ones that are in business that are having some challenges. We're not. It's impossible. You're not the only one. Now, that may not make you feel better to know that you're not the only one, but I'm telling you, it's always something going on. So we got to learn how to deal with it. Another one of my biggest challenges is learning how to deal with the different personalities coming through the door. Lots of different personalities coming through the door, different spirits, different mindsets, and being able to separate myself from understanding. And this is something that one of my friends and mentors told me. He said, Eric, you had a personality to want to help people so much, but you got to remember, you ain't selling advice. You selling sublimation blanks. When they come into the store, I got to remember that we selling blanks. We're not selling advice. I'm not selling advice. And I think a lot of times I want people to do so well, so much, to where I give them something that they're not asking for, not ready for, or really don't even want. So that's going to be something that going forward in 2023, I'm going to be very mindful of, making sure I keep my attitude in check, because I can only control me. I can't control anybody else. I can't control anybody else or how they act, but I can definitely control me and keep it business, keep it business. There are lots of people who do not belong in your circle, ladies and gentlemen. There's lots of people who do not belong in your circle. Them personalities are huge challenges, especially when I have a personality of my own. So everybody's not meant to be in your circle. And for every personality that comes through our doors, we want to greet them with a smile and a smiling face and a great attitude and personality. And I'm not going to say that that's hard. I'm going to say that sometimes that's challenging, because once again, nobody's perfect. We're all human, and everybody is either getting ready to go through something, going through something currently, or about to come through. And I think that if we had that understanding as human beings, we would also all be able to better handle situations. What are some things? You guys are popping in and out. I know some of y'all are at work. And you can't talk. If you can't talk, I understand. That's cool. But feel free to share. What are some things that you have experienced in 2022 that's been a huge challenge to your business, to your life? That balance. Let's talk about it. What are some things that's been a challenge to you? This is not for me specifically. This may be for somebody who sees this broadcast or hears this conversation or reads the comments. This is what this is for. And we have to learn how to face a lot of these things. We have to learn how to face these things head on, because if not, what ends up happening is we find ourselves repeating the same things. Says, amen, our circle is so important. Absolutely. Thinking about what T said about she surrounded herself with like-minded people and positive people. And before she was ready, somebody offered her an opportunity to help her to build and grow, and she just wasn't ready. And hopefully that individual that tried to help her wasn't. I hope they learned something from that as well, because it's a time for everything. Let's see. Family always wanting discounts. Oh yeah. I think that might be true with a lot of people. Anybody else have any issues with family or close friends wanting discounts for the products and services that you provide? Anybody else have that issue? Because I can think of a couple of different challenges that we may have had. Teresa said no. Okay. They pay full price. They don't expect anything free or discounts. I got it. That's cool. That's great. Having that type of positivity in your immediate circle, that's great. I can think of a lot of things though that I talked about something last night. One of the challenges that also I faced this year was understanding to separate the our cheer out our let me be able to articulate this and enunciate correctly. Our cheerfulness sometimes comes off as wanting to be friends. There's a difference between being friendly and being cheerful and wanting to be friends. I think as shop owners, as business owners, we know that we can kill people with kindness and kill them with smiles and everything. And you're gonna get more sales with smiles than you will with a grumpy face. But I think a lot of people take us or me as a sense of wanting to befriend them versus just wanting to be pleasant. And I think that's an issue as well, especially in a smaller town. Shawnee D, hey, how you doing? Thanks for jumping on. If I didn't acknowledge you, thank you. I appreciate it. My family supports and they purchase through the site and don't use discount codes. Man, that's amazing. I like that. You know, we always hear the other side of it, Shawnee D. We always hear the part where, you know, my family always wants discounts. My friends always wants discounts. It's refreshing to hear and see people talk about, hey, you know what? My family doesn't have a problem with paying full price. Same with you, Tracy. I like that. That means that they value you. They value and they respect what you're doing. What are some things, guys, that you have experienced? You know, it's not for me. It's not for you. It's for the people who may be watching. There's some people out there right now that are struggling in business. It's 2022. You may as well say 2023. It's December 13th. Am I correct? It's the 13th. Yeah. It's the 13th. And we got about, man, we got less than 20 days left, man. We have 18 days left in the year. What are some things, man? I don't want to talk about this some more. What are some things that you have experienced that you don't want to take to 2023? You know, what are you going to do to improve what you actually have experienced? What are some things that you had some challenges with in 2022, and how are you going to move forward in 2023? Okay. She says, I had a lady Sunday at an event. I was vending and she said it was her birthday. Does she get a discount? Yeah, that goes on a lot too. That goes on a lot. I think honestly, I don't know if it is the economy or if it is the mindset of people in today's time and era. I think a lot of people are looking for that discount. I don't know. Would y'all agree? I think in general, people are looking for that discount. I think people are looking for that thing that's going to help them to save money. But you're going to get that a lot. You know, it's my birthday. I'm military, so I go in. I'll be honest with you. I go in, I ask, do people offer military discounts? I usually don't ask smaller businesses. To be honest with you, if you're a home-based business, or if you are a smaller business like myself, I usually don't ask for a military discount. I don't ask at all. I pay the price. But if I go into a department store, if I go into a Lowe's, Home Depot, Best Buy, you best believe I'm going to be asking for my discount. I don't know why. I think it's different. Maybe because they're big boxes, but you know, I ask. So we're talking about some challenges. Anybody want to share any challenges that you had in 2020, in 2022? And how do you plan to move forward in 2023? We got 18 days left in this month. What's some challenges that you experienced in your business or in your personal life? What's some things that may have held you back or stopped you from being as great as you could? Let me see. I'm trying to get better with going to church and being a good person, bettering myself. Okay, and I think that's important. Having that balance, having that relationship, and having that balance with God. I think that's very important. People say not to talk about politics and not to talk about religion in your business, but I think when you're around a group of like-minded people, it's not going to matter. And if people know your heart and they know your personality, I don't think it's gonna matter. But that's just me. Procrastination is the killer of success, man. Procrastination. So how do you plan on correcting it? How do you plan on going forward? Say it doesn't bother me when they ask because I ask for discounts at big stores. Okay. All right. Let's see. Grand rising to you. My question is off topic. So let's see. Now it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me when people ask for discounts because we do offer military and educator discounts. We do offer educator and military discounts. We've had some personalities to come through and say that they were one thing and they weren't, but that's neither here nor there. Let's see. I'm watching you, Banks. I'm watching you. Lost the Etsy shop October. Still haven't regained the revenue. 2023, you're building up Shopify. Well, you know what, Banks, we talked about that, and you're gonna be just fine in your business. I think so because of your work ethic. So it's gonna be a challenge to regain some of those customers, but you know what? I think that just gave you an opportunity to make room for new customers. I'm just looking at it in a different light. But you're gonna be just fine, bro. You're striving. You're striving. Hey, Lisa, what's going on? Thanks for jumping on. Let's see, Miss Vicky. Working with my sister. Once she moved on, business revenue dropped drastically. I'm working on building. Okay. Well, and that's something because when you got 4 hands are always better than 2. 4 hands and 2 heads are always better. 2 heads are always better than 1, and 4 hands are better than 2. So hopefully things get a little better and you're able to pace yourself. Getting better with my time management. Okay. Yeah, so I think when we go into business with family and or friends, and I think someone said this before. I don't know if it was a professor or not, but I think as we move forward, we got to be careful that when we decide to do business with other people in a partnership type, we got to be mindful and be careful if that person or personality has the same goal and vision as we do. So that's something to think about. We're discussing today some of the challenges that you faced in 2022. Some of the challenges that you faced in 2022, and also how do you plan on going forward in 2023? How do you plan on breaking those chains? Victorious outcome, grand rising. She said, good morning, D. She said, good morning. I want to know, what challenges did you have? What are some challenges that you faced, if you're comfortable with sharing them? Because this may help somebody else. We all faced several challenges, whether we know it or not. We may have handled them differently. We may have not looked at them as something huge, but there's always going to be some challenges in business, whether it's customer relationships, whether it's revenue, whether it's sales, whether it's getting clients. My man Bank said he lost his Etsy account. Man, that's unfortunate. He lost his Etsy account back in October. Losing access to your revenue is hard. There's lots of challenges. Man, losing that Etsy account, and I'm gonna speak on that for a quick minute. losing your Etsy account or any business platform is just like losing a job if that platform is bringing you money. So I can actually empathize with that. Sales. Okay. So sales, I'm not going to say sales is always going to be an issue, but sales should always be a concern. We should always be looking, I think, to, and I understood what you were doing. I think we should always be looking to either retain customers and or create new relationships. For me, it's about building relationships. It really is. You know, you can't sell something to somebody who doesn't want to buy. Most people, they get out there and they just want to window shop. Most people want to window shop. But you can't sell things to people that are not looking to buy. And I think it starts off, for me, I'm going to continue to do this. Like I told you guys, I'm listening to this Audible, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And the book is an awesome book. And I was telling my wife, you know, because I had listened to it several times before, but you know, sometimes you got to go back. You got to go back and reaffirm some of the things that you know. How to Win Friends and Influence People is really about how to make people feel good about themselves. That's what I get from it. That's what I gather from it. It's really about treating people with decency and respect, courtesy, giving compliments instead of criticism, and finding a way to say something nice about just about any situation. That's what it's really about. And you know, you're winning. How to win people over is what it is. So many people get their Etsy accounts closed. It's important to have another platform for people to go to. I agree wholeheartedly. I think, and this is just me. Don't shoot the messenger. I think that oftentimes what happens is, once again, like T said, we get comfortable. We get comfortable in our situations, and we don't expect the worst. We don't think that that's going to happen to us. It really matters. It really matters. So, you know, whether it's an Etsy account, whether it's an Amazon or a Walmart, whether it's some type of other Facebook marketplace or any other type of platform, we got to be careful. If we're going to conduct business and we want our money to keep coming in, we have to make sure we're conducting business the way that those platforms are saying. Now, I know that there's people who have lost their Shopify accounts due to the way they've been running their business and operating their businesses. So it can happen anywhere because eyes are out there. What are some more challenges, y'all? What are some more challenges that you have faced? Or you may have heard someone else say they've had some challenges. What are some challenges that you faced in 2022? And how do you plan on moving forward in 2023? I think that's important. I think that's important to have a plan today to move forward, because so many people let these issues hold them back. These are just stumbling blocks, not roadblocks. These are stumbling blocks. I don't think anything that's happened should have made anybody just totally quit. I think a lot of these things happen and they make us pause for a minute and reassess. Now, which way are we going to go? Which route are we going to take? Because we have to consider this. If we're going through and life is just going by and we're not having any challenges, then that means we're not going to have any growth. Challenges make us grow. Constant revenue flow. Okay. Constant revenue flow. I think that is something that a lot of young businesses, a lot of new businesses have issues with. It depends on your industry as well. Now, the question is, what do you plan on doing to get your revenue to flowing consistently? That's the question. What are you going to do? What are you willing to do? What are you prepared to do? We can't. So for me, what I've learned over the years, hey, Unique Commodities, thanks for jumping on. Drop your city and state if you haven't done so. Like, share, and tag. What I've learned over the years is that I cannot have an issue or express a problem without first finding a solution or a possible solution to that problem. I know I'm asking you guys to share with me some of your concerns, some of your challenges that you experienced in 2022. But also now we got to be thinking about some fixes. How can we fix this going forward? How can we fix this? How do we adjust to those situations, those things that's happened? Because remember, we can either allow these things to happen to us or flip it so it can happen for us. Everything happens for a reason. How can we turn that incident, that thing that happened, into something positive? I think that's one of the biggest questions, because things are going to continue to happen. Business is going to speed up and business is going to get slow. We may find someone who accuses us of taking some of their images, some of their designs, some of their creativity. We may have someone who does not want to pay for our services. We may have somebody who wants to ask for, discounts. That's all in customer relations. It is going to happen. We're never going to have the perfect customer all the time. It's not going to happen. So you're going to have some experiences. We have to go outside of our comfort zone in 2023. Okay, I like that. Going outside of our comfort zone. So what makes us comfortable? What makes us comfortable, and how can we? T-shirt Tony, thanks for jumping on. Appreciate it. Drop your city and state, please, and thank you. What makes us so comfortable to where we choose not to want to grow? Growth is found outside of our comfort zone, and if we're going to be better, if we're going to be better in 2023, if we're going to experience better, then thank you, appreciate it, India. If we're going to be better in 2023, then we have to first acknowledge some of the things that we had issues with, some of the issues that we faced in 2022, acknowledge them, address them. Then we got to leave those things back in 2022. We can't propel to the next year and want to experience a certain type of success or different level of success, acting the same ways that's going to get us the same results. A person that does something, continuously does something and expects a different result, that's known as insanity. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go and lock the door. Think about it. Yeah, think about it, man. It's insane to expect to have great results, and we're not willing to adjust. We have to be willing to adjust. Grand Rise and Joy, thanks for jumping on. I appreciate it. Miko, out of Columbia. I didn't say your government name this time. Thanks for jumping on. I remember you. Thanks for jumping on. Drop y'all city and state. Like, share, and tag. Like, share, and tag. We are talking about asking you all, what are some of the things, some of the challenges that you had in 2022? What are some of the challenges that you had in 2022? And what are you prepared to do? What are you doing about it to adjust yourself, your situation going forward in 2023? We never had time to go outside into the community for different events. 2023, you're gonna make time, right? Absolutely. I think that's something that the blank spot is looking into as well. There's this event every Saturday? Every Saturday here in Columbia, um, the name of it is Soda City. And I'm pretty sure we have to put ourselves on a list to get there. And I'm not beyond marketing. I'm not beyond marketing. I think that it's important that people know that we're here locally, and I think that'll be a great opportunity. We may not be able to go together at the same time. One person may be able to go and maybe take I don't know, maybe take our employer with them, you know, maybe go out there and sit for a couple of hours and let people know that, hey, we're a sublimation blank store. We're located here, right here in the heart of South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, and we're providing sublimation blanks. Let people know who we are and what we do, and get more coverage, because we're finding people every day that comes to us saying, hey, you know what? We didn't know you guys were there. We didn't know you even existed, you know? And I don't think it's because of poor marketing. I don't think it's because of poor marketing. I think it's because we're trying to balance what we're doing. We're trying to balance what we're doing. You said my connection is going in and out. Is anybody else seeing a connection go in and out on TikTok? Anybody else? Make sure it's not us. I know we have some suspect internet. Very suspect. We have the best internet that money can pay for, and it still sometimes is spotty. So maybe that is you on your end. But thank you for letting me know. Appreciate it. Yeah, what are some things that you've experienced in 2022? And what are you prepared to do? What are you prepared to do to improve that situation? What are you prepared to do to improve that situation? I mean, anybody plan on quitting their business anytime soon? Anybody plan on closing up shop anytime soon? Talk to me. Because if we're not closing up shop anytime soon, that means that we're going to have to address some of these issues and concerns, right? We're going to have to address some of these issues and some of these concerns. So I'm going to go, while I got you guys on here, I'm going to see if I can. I'm getting ready for Black History Month. For me, Black History is every day. But I definitely want to get a jump on some things. So one thing, no way, okay. One thing that I'm realizing is that running several businesses is a challenge. It's not impossible, but it's a challenge. And I think it has to be a balance. So y'all not okay. Y'all not closing down. Okay. Y'all not shutting down. No way. No. Okay. Got a couple of no's over here too. No. Okay. So that means then we're gonna have to buckle down and strap down and say, hey, you know what? What are we going to be able to do? What are we willing to do? And what can we do to improve our situation? What's some challenges that you faced, but you didn't really, you had these challenges, but you didn't really face them. So now here's the question. What happened in 2022 that you didn't address? Is there anything in 2022 that you should have addressed but you didn't address? I had a phone call, so I apologize. What happened in 2022 that you should have addressed that you didn't? You just let it go. Anybody want to share? These are all learning points. Something happened that, as business owners, something's always happening. I want to quit, but there's too many people at the bottom. Listen, you know what? You heard that, D? I like that. You know what that means, right? That means that there's a lot of room at the top. That's what that means. You want to quit, but there's too many people at the bottom. I like that. That's that's definitely going on a shirt. That is definitely going on a shirt. I like that. Restocking inventory. Okay. Inventory is important. What's your biggest issue? Is it because a lot of people have issues with stocking or keeping inventory stocked. Every business is different, so I don't recommend that we have lots of inventory, but we got to have something to start the year off. Are y'all in that space to where you can start the year off? That's the next question. I can't see anything. Meaning see me now or what? Nothing to see here. Turn you right here. Pull the image offline. So I pulled an image offline yesterday, and I'm about to print. Something is better than nothing. So the topic is, what are some challenges that you may have faced in 2022? What are some challenges? Let's discuss some challenges that you may have faced in 2022. It can be business, it can be personal. To me, all of them intertwine, because if your personal is not straight, then your business is not going to be straight either. It's got to be that balance. So what are some challenges that you faced in 2022? Let me see. There are a lot of business folks trying to get where some of us are right now. Yes, the struggle is real every day. Yeah, you always got something slick to say. The challenge is real. The struggle is unnecessary. I got a hat and a mustache. Give it up. I appreciate it. The challenge is real. Challenges are real. Struggles to me are very unnecessary. And here's why I say that. First off, I believe that words are very powerful. And I also believe points of views are very powerful. I think that some business owners, unfortunately, due to their belief and their lack of information and lack of education, I believe that many people struggle unnecessarily due to their application of the knowledge. I hope that sounded clear, but not too political. We don't know what we don't know. And because we don't know what we don't know, many of us are sitting on our hind parts, not trying to figure out what we don't know. Not you, but a lot of people. So when people are in the struggle phase, oftentimes they're in the struggle phase because they're not in the investigative phase. Work with me. Anybody? Sales being hit and miss. Numbers are lower this year. Not by yourself. I think everybody's experiencing that. Having to balance with hardship of family and trying to run my business. Okay, I got you. Listen, when we talk about struggle, I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of people will say, matter of fact, somebody made a t-shirt about it. The struggle is real. Right? I say the struggle is real unnecessary. In the beginning, we don't know which way to go. Were you an instructor in the military? No, I didn't have a identifier. I didn't have an identifier. The struggle is something that's accepted in my mind, and it's something that is real. However, we don't have to accept it. I think that there are things that we can do to not have to struggle. Case in point. And I didn't want to get into this, I did not want to get into this, but case in point. If information is offered, the majority of the time, most personalities will deny that that information is being offered, or even that it even exists. Instead of, the whole purpose for information is to encourage someone to become educated about a topic. So if I share some information, my intentions on sharing information is so that you can do your investigation. I want y'all to think about this. A well-informed individual can make a well-informed decision. Many of us are making decisions based off the information we have, and we're not making great decisions or the best decisions. And because we're not, we end up struggling. Think about it. And I'm going to go back to you, Miss Lisa. How many people do you know who have put the cart before the horse? And they're wondering why the cart is not moving. So I believe the struggle is visible, but I think it's very unnecessary. I do. Setbacks, stumbling blocks, I believe those are very important to understand. It happens. But I also believe that we sometimes get in our own way. Agree? Disagree? We want to do it our way, and that sometimes causes us to get in our own way. Anybody? Help me out. I'm very guilty of that. And I am going to be more receptive to information in the future. I'm going to be very receptive in the future of who I surround myself with, and also researching more information. Agree? Okay. I know a few people. I mind my business. You know what? And that's what I have to do, Lisa. I have to learn how to start minding my business, because I have a business, that actually I get paid to give recommendations and suggestions, but not this particular platform and not this particular business. So I have to understand the importance of separating the two. You know what I'm saying? Most of my customer base are co-workers, and they always want a hookup. A hookup? What they think this is all? Master P? They want the hookup? Nah, well, I'm gonna tell you about homeboy and homegirl hookups. It don't last long. And you already know well, as well as I do, if you hook them up one time, you're gonna be clipping toenails and washing underwear for the rest of the year. So you already know the hookup is not the greatest idea, right? It's not. So I printed a picture. I printed a picture about Black Wall Street. Just sliding over to a little bit, getting ready for I'm getting ready for Black History, but this is something I want to do for the entire year. Maybe not on this particular platform, but I want to talk about this the entire year. And that's about building wealth. So I'll figure out how I'm going to get it out there. I'm going to need some of y'all's help, but in the meantime. But anyway, let's see. My husband and I are going to focus on ourselves and our business. I don't think that that's a bad idea. I think that that's a great idea. I think that we sometimes attract people. We sometimes attract people who are not really looking to build with us, if I could say that. Does that make sense? We sometimes attract people who are ready to come to the party, who always come to the party late, right? They always come to the party late after all the tables are set up, after all the food is cooked, after all of the tasks are done, they like to come to the party. And they come to the party with the to-go plate, not just an empty plate. They come to the party with the to-go plate. Those are the personalities that we have to be mindful of, right? We have to be mindful of those personalities, because those are the personalities that are going to oftentimes have us in a position to where we got to keep on starting over. We got to keep on starting over. So our circle is very important. There's nothing wrong with self-preservation. Nothing wrong with it. Agree, I have a conversation with myself every day. Okay. It's hard when a house don't stand. Well, you know what? And that's a conversation to be had as well. I think D and I talked about we talked about having, and if we're talking about this, we talked about being in a relationship and being in business. That can be a challenge. It can be a challenge. Let's see. We're sick and tired of people being burned by other people. And you know what? When you have a heart to want to help people, you just got to learn how to take that heart and tone it down and ask God for those antennas. You know, the antennas, the ones that, let us know who is and who's not. The signs are there. That's something that we had a challenge with in 2022. Didn't we, D? We had a challenge with that in 2022, Glamour Stones. We had a challenge with that. We had a lot of personalities, and not to say anything about any one person, but we had a lot of personalities that tried to connect with us and get close to us because of what we were doing, not because they wanted to build with us, but because they wanted to build off of us. They wanted to build off of us. And me being the person, y'all looking at my personality and how I talk, but I'm a very helpful, wanting to be a help person. And thank God my wife is the personality that she is, because we balance each other. She saw some things before I saw it. There were some people who didn't want to build with us. They wanted to build off of us. They wanted to build off of our sweat and tears, didn't want to do any work. I have people asking me questions about things in their business. And although I'm willing to help, sometimes, they didn't do any research, none, and didn't even try. Yeah. Well, here it is. We live in a society, and this is no surprise. It shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. We live in a microwave society. Let's go back to some other facts. How many of you, by a show of number ones, how many of you either currently have a job or had a job? Drop a number one if you have a job or you had a job. This is going to be interesting. I'm coming back to a couple of ones. So you either have a job or you had a job. I don't care if you're no longer working that job or not. You either have a job or you had a job, right? Okay. So either had one or have one. It doesn't matter. You worked a job for somebody else at some point in time in your life. Before you started a business, most likely you had a job. That's most people. Very rarely do we have people that come out of high school, maybe go to college and start a business, or started a business before high school. It's rare. It happens, but it's rare. Why am I saying that? Because it's a mindset. It's a mindset. It's a mindset of a lot of people who have a job or have that job or that consumer mentality that working a job is different than working a business. They have the mindset that some of the qualities that you have for a job should not transfer or translate to a business. We should have the same work ethic on that job or better that we want to have on that business. Okay. So now, if we work for somebody, we're usually given one specific task or duty. We're usually given one specific task or duty if we work for somebody. And we're taught at that job to focus on that one thing. Don't go outside of that lane. Then, not everybody, but a lot of people. Then when we start a business, we realize that, man, I wish I would have learned more on my job. I wish I'd have learned more on my job. I wish I would have taken it seriously, because now what happens is I don't know what to do. I don't have a clue. And my mindset is that of I need it right now. That microwave, right? When they worked that job for 3 weeks before they got paid.
Yeah, it was all over sweatshirt.
They worked that job. They worked that job 5 years before they were able to even kind of stabilize themselves financially. Some even longer than that. Some are still not stabilized.
No, you charge
it's a whole bunch of people that don't understand that. And when we don't understand that, we come to a business with a non-understanding of how business works. That's not me making an excuse for people. That is the education of people on a job versus having a business. In 2023, I pray that I attract like-minded people who want to build, not build my business, but build alongside of me. Not even necessarily build like I build, but build honestly and work hard to build. That's what I pray. I'm tired of attracting people who just want. So in 2023, today I have to start differently, saying, hey, you know what? What is it about me? Why am I attracting people who only just want, and expect? Do you realize that there are people who actually expect because you did something that you're supposed to tell them or share that information? I was fortunate to work for a small business and saw firsthand how business decisions. So, Miss Lisa, what you're saying, what I hear you saying, is that you paid attention. Because there's a lot of people who are in a position to do what you're doing, even on their job, small business or not, and they're not paying attention. You're a different breed. I want y'all to understand that. Some people take it literally when they say, hey, stay in your lane. They take it literally. They don't look outside. They don't try to learn anything new. I suggest you do your research. There are some health insurance plans for small businesses, and there are some affordable health insurance plans. But I suggest you do your research. Start with your local area. We're talking about this very thing right now. What research have you done, if you don't mind me asking? Yes, let me attract the right people and learn to spot the takers. Absolutely. There's a lot of takers out there. Y'all better believe. There's so many takers out there that I'm tired of giving. And I know some of y'all are probably tired of giving too. It's expensive for what you found. Okay. I don't know what expensive is, and I don't know what your budget is, but there are some health insurance. Does anybody else want to share this person? I want to say it's Rachel. Rachel is wondering, how do you get health insurance as a small business? I can't answer that because I'm not covered under small business insurance, health insurance. My situation is different. I'm retired military. Can anybody help her out? My ear hustle game was on point while in the office. Yeah. I mean, and once again, it goes back to we can listen to our superiors saying, hey, this is your job, this is what you do. But also don't listen to yourself and hurt yourself, because you got to realize that you're not going to always be on that job. I think one of the most challenging things for somebody who has a job, I think one of the most challenging things is that they don't learn or take advantage of it while they are on the job. Hey, what's going on, Courtney? Thanks for jumping on. What are some of the biggest challenges that you faced in 2022? What are some of the biggest challenges that you faced in 2022? And I'm gonna tell you something. Watch this. This is why when I talk about this, Lisa, when I talk about this on this particular platform, there are a lot of people who look at me sideways and wonder why I'm talking about this very thing. I'm not talking about the young lady that asked the question, but I'm speaking in general. That is why it is not a great idea to quit your job before it's time. I'm not saying that's what you did, ma'am. I don't know what your situation is, but I'm speaking in general. Many people listen to folks on other platforms, fire your boss, quit your job, become your own boss, and not understanding that, hey, I'm just keeping this job just to have benefits. I'm keeping this job just to have benefits. It's a lot of people that don't think about that. And if you are currently working, if you're currently working a job and you're considering walking away from that job, just think about what that job brings to the table. Think about what that full-time job brings to the table. Not just the cash flow that you have to help you to operate your business, to build your business to a strong and stable business model, but also the extra benefits, the medical, the dental, the eyes, things like that. I would say something else, but inflation is taking that apart. But anyway, those are some things. Pays for your vacation. Okay. Pays for your vacation. You know what I mean? When we do things sometimes out of feelings, out of emotions, sometimes we put ourselves in situations. So I hope that works out for you, ma'am. I hope you can find what you're looking for. But I just say keep on searching. And do your best to working inside of your platform. Sorry I couldn't help you. I mean, I could probably help you do some research, but that is something that we have to consider when we do decide to step out and be a full-time entrepreneur. Man. So I had this idea to do this shirt. They heard that and they heard I'm hungry, huh? Peace. Had this idea to do this shirt. I think one of my biggest challenges this year, my fault, totally my fault, it's all on me, is giving out too much information, man. Giving out too much information. It's always a challenge when you want to be helpful. Tag me. Tag you what? Tag you in?
I hopped in on the tail end of y'all conversation, where we talked about leveraging your full-time job before just walking away. And I'll just say I have my full-time job because I have health issues of my own, and I have children that have health issues. I've made it so that I've got so much where I work smart, not hard, that I still can focus.
She may have been getting a phone call, y'all. We're going to hold on. Tell the tease.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I got a phone call.
I figured.
I've got everything automated enough that I can still continue to work my business while I'm at work, so that I can continue to have the health benefits that I need. And I just see that as I now see that a lot of that as that's my bonus money for my hard work. That's my bonus money for my hard work, and that's my money to keep my health benefits. And my focus is still on my business because that's my end goal. And not everybody is going to be a millionaire in business. We all are not going to be Walmarts. We all are not going to be Joann's. We're not going to all be big businesses. So you have to leverage what a realistic goal is that you want for your business and what you want your business to be able to sustain in your life, and determine, is this something that I want to sustain everything that I have in life, or is this something that I want to be able to utilize to do all of the extra stuff that make my life.
You know what,
That's
T?
all I got.
I talk about that a lot. And like I said, because I think I would want to think, because I do it on this platform, because I don't have the other platform to speak on. We don't have 1,000 followers on that platform. So I talk about this a lot, D and I both. And we talk about quitting your job before time. We talk about leveraging your job. We talk about learning how to use your job to your advantage. Or sometimes as a business owner, you may have to go and get a part-time job or go get a job just so you can have benefits. We talk about that. But I think T, that a lot of people are either selective listeners or they hear when they want to hear. That makes sense.
Most definitely.
So what I found out.
I'll be the first one to tell you, don't quit your job to go out here and struggle with your business when you can use your job as a way to help keep you sustained and elevated until your business is where you want to be. I'll be the first person to tell you that that's the dumbest thing you could do is quit your job.
She said dumb and she fell off, y'all. The TikTok gods are listening. Now she probably lost connection. Check it out. Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. If you in the t-shirt industry, and I want y'all to hear this. This is not my opinion. This is facts. If you're in the crafting industry, t-shirts, tumblers, whatever, I don't care. If you making paper, I don't care. You ain't gonna make 6 figures selling t-shirts. Now you may make 6 figures as a t-shirt distributor. You may make you may make 6 figures as a t-shirt distributor. And I need y'all to understand what I'm saying, because I had this conversation with T-shirt man Los the other day. We're running around here listening to these, and the conversation's kind of shifted, okay? We're running around here listening to these people that are on social media talking about, hey, I can teach you how to make 6. These people are making 6 figures because they are giving classes. I need y'all to understand something. They have turned their beginning business, which was probably doing t-shirts, tumblers, crafts, things like that, and now they're giving classes and showing other people how to do it. Case in point, lady up the road in Atlanta. She started off doing sublimation blanks, selling blanks, doing certain things, small things here and there. But she didn't elevate until she had gained people's trust and she began to give classes. Once she started giving classes, she was charging $1,500, $900, $2,000 per class. And she was getting this money and she was building her 6-figure and 7-figure business by creating classes. She may have started off with t-shirts, unless you are a t-shirt distributor. Unless you are selling t-shirts. We can stop today. We have enough of inventory right now in our store. And I'm just saying this. We can stop today and we can start boosting our t-shirt inventory because we now have a vendor for our t-shirts, and we can actually boost our inventory up and we can only push t-shirts. We can be the majority of our stuff is we can push t-shirts. We can go and buy thousands and thousands and thousands of t-shirts, tens of thousands of t-shirts with our revenue, and we can start just pushing t-shirts. That makes us a distributor. Now, can we compete with people like Jiffy? Can we compete with people like S&S or what's the other places that they get all-day t-shirts? We may not be able to compete with them right away, but we will have, but not right away, but we can and eventually, because we're putting all our focus in distributing only t-shirts. Now, if I am making a shirt, I'm not going to make 6 figures making a shirt. First of all, you have to understand how business works. Business is about production. Hey, friend, thanks for jumping on. Business is about production. And most people are not successful in business because they are trying to produce by themselves. Now, I'm going to ask y'all a question. How many of whatever you making you can make with your 2 hands? I'll wait.
I only can make one at a time.
One at a time. And if we don't understand production, mass production, if we don't have a system to where we can mass produce, then we'll be stuck sewing, epoxying, vinyling, DTFing, DTGing, sublimating. We'll be stuck doing those things thinking that we can make a 6-figure business out of doing that. Now, I'm not saying that you can't. It's going to take much longer. Here's the deal. It's going to be a small percentage of people that are going to be able to do that because they're going to have the network. And after a while, what that person's going to do is they're going to stop doing it themselves, and they're going to start outsourcing it. They're going to start getting contracts.
Because I have certain stuff. It's certain stuff that I have right now that I outsource. With my embroidery, like a lot of my patches now will start in 2023. All of those will be outsourced because I have other things that I'm focused on. But I still want to continue to make those coins in the process.
But because we don't understand, though, T, we don't understand the game. We were sold something that we wanted to hear.
Mm-hmm.
We were sold that we can make a 6-figure business out of doing t-shirts. Mm-hmm. These people are giving classes. They're selling books, ebooks, and courses.
But see, I have a problem with that because they also sold us our freedom, so they said, and we still don't have that. So why y'all listen to what people tell you instead of doing the work and finding out for yourself. Finding out work. That's just like the whole thing of you need to be niched into one thing. I disagree with that. You need to be able to differentiate and have a plan on how you're going to market the different things that you do. But you don't necessarily have to call that a niche in how you're doing things. But everybody wants a business, but nobody wants to do the work. Nobody wants to do the research. Nobody wants to do the remedial learning in the process. And all of those things are a part of being a business. Y'all think Walmart, y'all think Target and all of them are out here not still doing research, not having control groups and asking questions to continue to learn, to make their business what they wanted, to find out what their market wants. Y'all think they not just sitting in the boardroom twiddling their thumbs.
T, But that's not what a lot of people want to hear. A lot of people want to hear these two words, easy and simple.
Ain't nothing about life easy or simple.
And that's how the game
Ain't
is.
nothing about getting money. As quick as you get money, that's how quick you're gonna lose it. So if you go into a business or have the mindset of I want this because it's gonna be quick, easy money, then you've already set yourself up for failure from the time you start.
I think the funny part about it is I don't know, it's about that picture frame. Because it's amazing how you can say the same thing and you can get some blessings, and then I guess people just tired of hearing it from me. You know what I'm saying? I need to have you on here. I need to have you on here more, T.
Let me ask you this: when's the last time you seen a Dunbar armored car follow anybody to their burial ground?
Wow.
Y'all not thinking in the right perspective.
Yeah. It's all about
Even if you let's hypothetically say you get to the 6 figures, if you ain't got your house in order and you trying to leave a legacy per se, if your house ain't order, you still ain't leaving nothing, and the government gonna take back every dime that you so-called work for hard to make.
well, it goes back to this, T. Once again, people are putting the cart before the horse. First of all, I'm better than 6 figures. I'm gonna tell you right now, 6 ain't enough for me. So
I make 6 right now.
Thank you.
I make 6 right now.
Thank you.
And I live in the District of Columbia, and I'm considered middle class.
Well, my question is, people have not yet figured out who those personalities are attracting.
Mm-hmm.
They are attracting low income people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to get deep, but they're attracting low income people, and that is their target audience. Once again, these people who they're following, they're attracting single parents.
Mm-hmm.
They're attracting low income African American single parents.
That's looking to find a way to provide more in their view for their families, and they're selling them a dream. And what
She might pause again. She probably got another call. They're attracting that, and what happens is, what you're doing is you're
telling
not.
us a lot, not we just go with what they say, and it creates a new level of failure for us. And it's unfortunate, especially when it's people that look like us that's selling us that false dream, that false hope. And so yeah, that's why I come on here. I am very transparent. I keep it a buck. When I'm on your lives, I'm less ratchet than if I'm on live with Envy and the other crew.
Oh, you're ratchet?
Yeah, I be having fun, and I be cussing too.
Well, there's nothing. I don't think there's anything wrong with being honest.
I be keeping it cute on here. I give you the super professional versus some other people. They get the
Well, I appreciate it, man.
We drinking Kool-Aid with the other stuff in it.
Hold on, I'm reading some comments on YouTube. Give me a second. Hold on for a second. Oh yeah, we doing everything, man. Facebook, YouTube, Facebook groups. Let me see. And I missed your first comment because I was supposed to go to it, man. Hold on for a second. If your business is fairly new, can you qualify under being unemployed? I know at one time they had a program out there. I'm not sure if that's still accurate. New businesses not making enough money, being underemployed. Okay, dealing with this now because this lady thinks I can mass produce her project. She even went so far as to send the price Amazon would charge for her project. I told her to use them. Yeah.
And Envy said there is no such thing as a microwave life, quick and fast. We gotta crawl before we walk, which is definitely, absolutely the truth.
Yeah, it is. There's a microwave life. It just ain't gonna be warmed up in the middle.
They can sell us the dream, but it's up to us what we buy.
To stop buying it.
And a lot of us continue to buy it and need to cut it out.
I told Los this. The other day. I said, Los, I can't get mad about their hustle. They're hustling. They're literally hustling. They don't have a business, they're hustling. And I can't get mad with them hustling. I can't mad with them hustling. They can only hustle the people they're allowed to hustle. So you can't sell me a lemon if I don't buy it. And as far as the microwave mentality, it's a microwave. It's microwavable, but it's heating up on the outside and the inside is still cold.
I can tell you now, I'm a well that's full of water, and you ain't gonna sell me no more water than what I want you to sell to me.
It's funny though how D and I first got started. D already had access to her vendors. She had already been researching vendors and was already doing what a lot of these people are doing. Now watch this. And I want to ask everybody on this call, anybody who hears this, why would I, as a business owner, sell you my vendors list? Some things are trade secrets. We have to understand and determine and decipher the difference between gatekeeping and keeping trade secrets.
Right. And you know what? And people get real mad when you be like, oh, it's just a vendor. It's enough out here for all of us to eat. I also did all of the damn work to figure out who was the best vendor for me. And you need to do the same.
And if I share my vendors list with you, that doesn't mean that that's going to be the best vendor for you.
Exactly.
So now, once again, we're living in a society who is really looking to blame somebody if it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it is.
The bottom line is accountability.
Yeah.
You can't blame nobody but yourself.
Responsibility, accountability.
Does not work for you. If you chose not to pivot to do something different, to make things go a different way, that's on you. Don't be like, I broke my big toe, but it was my cousin's fault because he pushed me down the street last week when I was only 12 years old. No. I don't want to hear your excuse.
It goes back to accountability and responsibility, and a lot of people are just not willing to take that. So they kind of hover on.
That's just in life. That's
job.
In life in general.
Yeah.
You know, that's the American way, that we do not take accountability for what happens to us in our own acts. It is always somebody else's fault. Always a reason that something has happened. Well, what part did you play in? How did you try to fix it? What did you try to do to make something different happen?
And you know, it's really not
over here wallowing in self-pity instead of doing something.
And the reason that it happened is really not the issue. The question is, what are you going to do about it?
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do about it?
It's you always keep out the best ingredient in the recipe.
Yeah. Well, you think about it. And it's not the whole, and here's the thing, and I want people to understand this. It's not to hold people back, but it goes back, and it's not about competition, because I'm my own competition. It goes back to this. It goes back to this. I can tell you how to do something, but everybody's looking for what's called a blueprint. Now, you can't use my blueprint. I can sell it to you, but you can't use it, because you know why? You ain't me. You ain't made like I'm made, and you ain't got my why. And you definitely ain't going to take the steps to the how. Here's the thing. A lot of people are not willing to go through what we went through. We talked about this the other day, about how we sacrificed a year. My wife didn't get her hair done for a year. She didn't get her nails and her feet done for a year. She did them herself. I didn't get a haircut for a year. I didn't get a shave for a year. We did all those things. A lot of people don't want to go through that blueprint. They're not willing to do that. And they're not willing to do that because a lot of people are not willing to put that sacrifice out. So stop asking for a blueprint.
What your blueprint, what your sacrifice is, may not be what my blueprint, my sacrifice is. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to not get my head done. I might go without my nails and my feet.
Yeah.
Somebody going to put their hands in this head of mine. But I'm willing to go ahead and cook every day versus eating out like I love to do. As a sacrifice to get done what I need to get done. I'm willing to get around and to shop and do the things that I need to do versus driving and have to get gas in my car and have people babies. So what my sacrifices are for my business, there not be no sacrifices. So for you to ask me or say I'll pay you for the blueprint, you paying me for the blueprint of my personality and not the blueprint of your own.
Yeah, you can't handle this. I promise you. You ain't made like me. And you ain't gonna want to do what I did or what I'm doing right now. That's the other thing. What we're currently doing right now to stay ahead is all sacrifice. I hear people all the time saying, I wish I had this, I wish I had that. You know you can't get one without the other. You do realize that you can't have the good without the bad. That's that part. And a lot of people are just not ready. I bet you spout today.
Business ownership is work. That's the bottom line. It's work and it's sacrifice. And if you don't always have to give up something, whether it's your time, whether it's your vacation to some resort or everything else, you will have to give up something to be successful. That's just not even just in business, in life. To be successful, you have to give up something to put in the work to be able to reach whatever your goal is. That's just what it is. So we tell our children that they gotta get good grades or whatever, and we tell them, well, you can't go here today because you need to go read this, that, and the other. You got this, that, and the other for school. That's teaching them that they have to sacrifice something for their good grades and to reach their goal. So if we're teaching our children that they gotta sacrifice to reach their goal, why are we not doing the same for ourselves? Why are we not showing our children how to sacrifice to meet our goal?
Sound like to me we got some growing up to do, huh?
It sounds like to me we got a whole bunch of hypocrites and oxymorons going on.
Well, and what I've learned and what I'm learning is there are a lot of personalities who want to be successful, but they don't want to start at the beginning. They want to start in the middle. And people use their age and their experience and they say, well, you know what? I shouldn't have to start in the beginning because I'm this age or because I've experienced this. Listen, guys, you got to start in the beginning, because when we start in the middle, or, a lot of us want to start at the end, what ends up happening is we skipping steps. And if we skip those steps, I promise you, those steps will be revisited again.
Those steps are important.
They're important. Those steps are what helps us to grow.
You gotta think about it. Think about it from the perspective of pregnancy and a baby, right? It's a whole bunch of steps you have to go through to even get pregnant, right?
Is it?
After you go through those steps, that's what I heard. After you go through those steps to get pregnant, you have the steps that the mother has to go through to carry that fetus, right?
Yeah.
After you go through those steps to carry that fetus, you then have to go through the steps of the baby being born and the stair steps they go through to grow up. You help to contribute to them to becoming an adult themselves. That's life in general. That's the life cycle. That's the same as the business cycle. And if you think about it in that perspective, you can't go from being an infant to being a 3-year-old. You can't go from being a 3-year-old to I'm 16.
So
you have to go through each year and each of the journey that come along the way with each year of growth.
So a part of the problem is not just what she's saying. We have to understand that we have to start in the beginning. We can't just rush to the back of the book and read the ending and then write a report on it. For those of you who can associate with school, I can't. But the other part of it is, like she said, they want to start at the top. The other part of it is, once we realize that we have to start in the beginning, we will no longer be able to be sold fool's gold. We won't be able to be sold a dream. We will be able to pick out the lie that's being sold to us about how I can show you how to know. I can show you how I did it, but nobody can show you how to build a sustainable business. They can give you some tools and some strategies, and if you use them, you can be successful doing it. but you still got to do the work. That 3-year, 5-year plan deal, that doesn't work with every industry. That doesn't work with every business and every individual. It could take you 10 years to build a sustainable business. But like she said, you got to ask yourself, are you looking to replace income and make this your do-all? This is going to run your life? Or are you looking to build a business that's going to add value to your life financially in 2023 that's going to help you to build and give your family a better chance at living a better life? Here's the thing. We're too busy looking to get rich instead of building wealth. And that's one of the interesting things about people in general. We're taught to go to school, make good grades, and get a good job. And in 2023, for some people, there's not going to be anything different. There's going to be some people who are going to continue to go back to school just so they can get a better position at their job. They have a talent or a skill set that they're never going to develop. And I'm just being honest. And then they're going to pass that along.
Get a good job is subjective. And let me tell you why it's subjective. You know, all of the white collar jobs and versus the blue collar jobs, you know, we went through this passageway where it was, you got to go to college so that you can get a good office job, so you can get this, you can get that, and not have to work as hard as I do. But in reality, being an electrician, being a plumber, you making money paying over fence. And most people don't even want to do them jobs no more because I got to put in some work. I got to work hard. And in reality, just like some of y'all go watch YouTube and fix it, and it only takes 5-10 minutes. That 5-10 minutes you could have charged $1,000 to change the pipe. But no, that ain't going to school and getting a good job. That's going to school and learning to be a worker. And I disagree with you. That's
I don't look at it as being a worker. I look at it as being self-employed. And I think that's the difference between people actually understanding. And it goes back to what you and I was talking about the other day.
Self-employed and guaranteed employment.
You know, you gotta work. You gotta work to get these jobs. You gotta work to get these contracts. But I can go to a job and I can punch a clock. There's nothing wrong with that. Be thankful for your job, but don't be satisfied. However, when you don't understand how to leverage your job, and you listen to somebody who doesn't understand how to leverage a job, and you're listening to people saying to quit your job and fire your boss, and now you've listened and you fired your boss, but then you can't go to them and ask them to give you some money for a medical bill, to go to the dentist, or to even get some gas for your vehicle because you don't have enough money. We have to be smarter, ladies and gentlemen, and start understanding that there's a process to building a business. There's a process to creating wealth, and business is nothing more than a strategy. I don't want to get started on that because I don't want to lose people. But I do want you to understand that if you had some challenges in 2022, you have an opportunity to take care of those challenges and address those challenges so they don't become a challenge in 2023. Some of those challenges that we have is that we want this right now. I was told some time ago, and I read a lot, well, audibles anyway, but I was told some time ago that if I wanted to be somewhere today, that I should have started 5 years ago. I want everybody to hear that. If I wanted to be somewhere today, right now, then I should have started 5 years ago. What were you doing 5 years ago? And are you where you want to be today?
5 years ago, what was I doing 5 years ago? I was a pimp 5 years ago.
Oh, yeah?
I'm playing.
But were you making money? Were you making money? Did you have, so you had production? Did you have production? No, I mean, just think about it, man, because we're going into a new year. And we don't want to bring old habits into New Year's. Instead of us trying to break old habits, let's think about trying to create new ones and better ones going into the new year.
And you know, and I'm a fan of doing the vision board. And sometimes on your vision board, I'm a fan of having a section of things that I'm letting go in 2020. Well, in whatever the year is. And if your focus is to move yourself forward and leave those nasty habits behind, put that on your vision board of the things that you're letting go, the bad habits that you have that you want to throw in the trash, because your vision board is a reminder of what your goals are for the year. That's also a reminder of behaviors that you want to get rid of and keep away. So it's a tool to help you to get over the hump.
You know, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with not succeeding, but it is something wrong with not trying. And there's too many people who are not trying. You know, we got too many people. We got too many people that are in our ear and in our circle that are telling us it's okay that you didn't make it. It's okay to fail. It's okay to give up or to stop. Failure is not giving up.
I love the circle that I'm in because that is destiny still on here. Is this thing vision still on here? Let me tell you, in the last 60 days, I done tried to quit. I done tried to quit her. I done tried to quit the circle. I done tried to quit just everything. Business, life, all of that. And the closest circle that I have, they done pulled me up by my bootstraps and told me to get my stuff together. And reminded me, I can't be the great person that I am if I walk away or say, okay, I'm done. If I don't pivot and do something different. Okay, that didn't work today. What you gonna do tomorrow?
You know, I just met you. I just mentioned you was hiding from me. You already know. You already know I'm about my business. Is that a Saint symbol behind you? Yeah, that's a fleur de lis. We're from Baton Rouge. From Baton Rouge. Yeah, man. You know, you gotta get in the right mindset, the right mind frame. Surround yourself with people who are gonna hold you accountable. Because if not, what's gonna happen is you're gonna fall to the wayside. Failure means not getting back up. Because if I take a L, I just took a learn. I never lose. I only learn. You know, the whole idea behind it is there's going to be a lot of things that you're going to do in your life, let alone your business, that's not going to work.
Right.
It just ain't going to work.
People be like, well, you took an L. An L don't necessarily mean for a loss.
Yeah, it never mean loss to me.
You know, for me, L's mean learning experience. And, you know, I hate to quote Steve Harvey.
I hate that you about to quote him too.
I hate that I have to quote him, but sometimes you have to lose to win again.
Well, they ain't quoting Steve. That's a song Steve quoted. I thought you about to say something.
No. Steve Harvey gave that quote to Fantasia, and she made it into a song.
Yeah, I don't know. He heard you somewhere.
In reality,
check this out.
That's what it is. We can use Fantasia as an example of all the losses she took in her life. But look all of the success that she has now because of the losses. But those weren't really losses. They were learning experiences that she had to go through. Those were just hiccups in life that she had and barriers she had to climb over to get what she needed to get to.
So while y'all sitting there feeling sorry for yourselves, somebody out there about to go get it because they sick and tired of losing, or they sick and tired of feeling like they losing. Y'all see this? I've come from a long way. All right, I want y'all to see this. I come from a long way.
And what? I remember when he couldn't make a shirt.
Well, I don't think there was ever time I couldn't make a shirt. I don't think it was ever time I couldn't make a shirt. I just think it didn't come out great.
Let me clarify.
Yeah. Talk to him. So I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. All right. I'm not done yet. I'm gonna do the back. I got to figure out what I want on the back. But this is just a picture image that I got off the internet. This is our size. Not gonna fit you. This is. I know where you was going. You heard? What size is that? They do that with shoes all the time, y'all. What size are them shoes? Not your size. This. This is my size. This is an extra large, man. This is extra large. This. But yeah, this is what I'm getting ready for too, man. So I'm gonna do me one and do D1. I'm gonna do front and back. It ain't cool if it ain't all the way over. 4X, yeah, we sell all the way up to 5X, baby. We service all the way up to 5X. Well, that's I figure when you get to it, you're gonna get to it. I figure when you get your mind right, you got a lot of things going on right now. You transitioning, you know what I'm saying? You about to make some history, You about to.
In reality, I just being transparent again. Sublimation is not what's making me my most money right now.
So you focus.
Embroidery.
Yeah, you focus on where the money is.
Yeah. And so embroidery is where it's at. I had a headache last night and using an updated applique technique that I learned. But now that I just figured out where my mistakes were, I'm gonna go back and redo it today, and it should be solid.
So it goes back to what we said. Going into 2023, you're gonna get a lot of business coaches. Hold on, I forgot to share something with y'all. You're gonna get a lot of business coaches that are gonna tell you in today's time that you need to niche down. Okay, I do believe that you need to find something that you can do well. But I also, and we did a class on this, D and I did a class on this. It was about what we talked about. Doing different things.
It was the audio. It was the dad.
Man, y'all gonna make me. I got a brain cramp now. It's about finding different things that you can do. You don't have to be 100% at one thing, but you can find different things that you can do good, and that actually adds value to your entire lifestyle, your entire business. So being able to offer different things is good. Yeah.
You should definitely be multifaceted because
You want to say that?
especially if you got custom or creation in your business name, people they might know that you create a t-shirt. Because you got custom or creations in your name, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna be like, okay, I know this person do t-shirt, but maybe they can go over here and make me some stickers too. Maybe they can do this too. And they're gonna ask you. And what you gonna do? You gonna be like, no, and turn the money down? Or you gonna be like, here. Or option number 3, you can go ahead and have a network of people that you can just sublet to do the work for you. Who's in my pocket, baby?
Now you know, right? In 2023, we're gonna be talking a lot more. So we're probably gonna lose some followers because we're gonna be talking a lot more about keeping money versus making money. Y'all do know that, right? Well, even a lot of ours are robots anyway. But we're gonna be talking about more about keeping money instead of just making money, because I think that that's another topic that a lot of these personalities are not talking about. You can have a great year in sales, but the question is, how much money are you keeping? So going into 2023, you're gonna have to file some taxes. So hopefully you kept some records. Hopefully those things are together. Now, out of all the money that you were able to generate in sales, you have to ask yourself, what are you able to keep? Because that money that you're able to keep, that money is cash flow, and you're able to extend that to build that legacy, to build that generational wealth. So we're going to be talking about that a lot here on the Blank Spot and at National Business Builders. A lot of people are going to be like, hey, you know what? They're not making stuff. It's not our job to make stuff. It's our job to sell these blanks and to stay in business. And in doing so, what we have to understand is the importance of building a network of people and personalities who want to build and grow their businesses. Some people think that just, I'm making something and I'm good. I'm selling stuff and I'm good. But tax time come and now your business is shut down. Y'all don't hear me.
Yeah, Uncle Sam gonna be like, I'm knocked out with my cut. And if you, let me tell you, and being transparent again, I am guilty of this. I wait till December to get my stuff together. I'm not gonna do that next year. I have a new system and tools that will have me together for the new year. But it's a struggle to make sure you got all of your I's dotted and your T's crossed at the end of the year. With Uncle Sam, and at the beginning of the year, when Uncle Sam is like, all right, you got this business, what you spend your money on? Because he want to know everything you spend your money on. Okay, Yolanda, you with me? Okay, she had to go. I'm reading the comments, y'all, and trying to understand who in my parking spot.
You got your number on you got your name on your parking spot, number on?
No.
So it's your parking spot? So
I park in the same. Listen, let's be very clear. I parked in the same spot for the most part for the last 5 years. It's mine. If I could put my name on public street parking, I would. But some not regular person is here in my spot.
So you know what? I look at things like that, and that's the glass that's half empty, half full, or you just have a glass. Somebody sitting in that parking spot right now, and they may, something might happen to their car.
Allegedly.
I'm just saying. Something might happen to their car, and that's why they're in that spot, so it won't happen to yours.
That's true.
I'm just saying. But anyway, you do what you want to do. Here's the thing, though, y'all. What have you experienced in 2022? What setback have you experienced in 2022 that you might want to share with the audience, and something that you don't want to take with you in 2023? What challenges did you experience in 2022? This is just about a new year, and we have to be thinking about things like that. What are we going to be doing?
You know what? I think I'm going to schedule a live for us to do vision board.
You're going to do vision board?
I want us to put on those vision boards what we are not taking, what bad habits, personal and or business wise, that we're not taking with us into 2023.
Man, I'm glad I was able to inspire somebody. I'm glad this live inspired somebody, man. I like that. Take action. Take action. Because at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, what are you doing to improve yourself? You got to write stuff down and make it plain. Because you may not be there. And somebody else may have to carry that torch. That's biblical without being biblical. But anyway, to all the believers that are out there, for those of you ain't understanding, write the vision down and make it plain so that those who come behind you can carry it on. Unless you just out here playing. Unless you ain't serious. You know what I'm saying? There's some things we're going to have to adjust in 2023. There's some habits that we're going to have to adjust. Some of us, attitude. Some of us hustling, y'all. I'm being real. Somebody ain't going to like the next thing come out of my mouth. Some of us are hustling, and we're not in business for real. Some of us just kidding. Some of us are not serious about our business. And we're mad because our business is not giving us the serious results. That's going to have to change if we want to be serious in business. We're going to have to set aside some of them things that we heard how business was and start doing the research about how business really is. In the words of my wife, we ain't like everybody else. We're going to talk about the back end of business. We're not like everybody else. We want to see y'all successful. We want to see y'all succeed. Wait. I think. So talk to me, y'all. What things have y'all done or experienced in 2022? What setbacks have you experienced? Anybody? Anybody else want to share? I'm loving the dialogue, y'all. Failure is not an option. It is not. You know, as many times as we fall, we have to get back up. And it's going to take a lot of getting back up to be successful. You don't put no paper on the heat press. That's what you learn. What type of paper you put on the heat press? That's what you learn. Not to put paper on the heat press. I'm listening. What type of paper did you put on the heat press? Huh? T keep getting knocked out. What type of paper did you put on the heat press? This is going to be interesting. We got our mail carrier here. She is ready. Hey, what's going on? All right, how you doing?
Doing good. You mind if I leave here with this stuff?
Go ahead. You got
You may put it up front
you.
or it's for the barcode.
Leave it right here on the green, in the little green area.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be fine. I'll
Right
get it.
here. Hey, it's over. Right here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I got your mail.
Oh, okay, thank you, honey. Appreciate it.
You doing all right?
I'm all right. I didn't get home until 9 yesterday.
Oh, gosh.
It's coming that time. It's that time already, y'all. Our mail carrier say, hey, you know what?
Oh, man. Be careful out there.
She's getting off late.
All right, we'll see ya.
Parchment paper for sublimation. Yeah, we using butcher paper. So did you use parchment paper or did you use wax paper? You sure it wasn't wax paper that you used? You can use parchment paper. You sure you didn't use wax paper? That might have been wax paper you were using. All right, we're going to flip this topic. I know you guys been on it for a while. Y'all got questions. Y'all have sublimation or business questions. It's open right now. Yeah, one step at a time. Take your time. Questions or comments? Questions or comments? I appreciate each and every one of you guys jumping on and being here. I just want to give y'all a heads up, man. Trying to see if I really want to buy a mug machine and a new press. I have the money, but what's the but? Do you have a market for it? Do you have an audience for it? I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're just hobbying, and it's not gonna really make you any money, I wait until I'm serious. If you're already in and you got a clientele for it, I mean, it's an investment. That's some of the things that I would think about and look at. I think D and I gonna come on later on if I can convince her to come on later on because we have a special announcement for y'all. So we're gonna probably come on later on this afternoon. Sometime this afternoon, and see what's going on. Do you sell the press that you're using? No, we don't. I'm not trying to laugh. I don't mean to laugh at you. this is a 31 by 41 press, a 30 by 40 press. We would have nowhere to put this, but you wouldn't know that. But now we don't sell it. You can go to Heat Press Nation and look for it. I'm not sure how much it's going to cost. We got ours from our vendor in China. But we do offer 15 by 15s. We offer tumbler presses, and we do offer mug presses as well. Go check out our website at theblankspot.com. That's THEBLANKSSPOT. And we've been on here for a little while, YouTube. I'm gonna go ahead and end the call, you guys, everybody. Thank y'all for jumping on. I appreciate it. It's been a plum pleasing pleasure to do some conversation with you. I just want y'all to think about this going forward in 2023. And you can go back and look at this at any time. So if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you like, tag, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is The Blank Spot. Make sure you do that. But if you're not thinking about the things that's going to be taking place in 2023 for your life, for your business, you need to be thinking about it right now. It's here. It's upon us. We got 18 days left in the year, and there's a lot of people who are not even thinking about what they're going to be doing. And if you don't want to spend the money, you know what? Here's the thing, though. If you got the clientele, invest the money. If you don't, then I wouldn't spend the money. For me, everything is business, and I think about it in a business sense. How much is that machine going to make me money? Because all these machines are employees. They just need operators. So that being said, this is Eric coming in from Columbia, South Carolina, the Blank Spot Sublimation Blank Supply Store. Like I always say, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. Make sure you like, share, tag, and subscribe. I'll see you all at the top because there's too many people struggling at the bottom. Peace.